On today's primetime local news, a local vet clinic opens late to raise funds for the wildlife affected by the Australian fires. And an annual celebration since 1955, Carnival gears up to take place next month. We've got a preview. Plus, Bobcats players got a mid-season treat hosting family members over the weekend.
Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Local veterinarians are working late this week to help wildlife affected by the Australian bushfires. Here's Shelby Clark with more on that story.
Dr. Sam Gwillim works here at Weir Veterinary Services, but is originally from Australia.
Obviously, being from Australia, it definitely hits close to home, and it's pretty hard being so far away from home.
Dr. Gwillim says the idea came from her seeing people on Facebook figuring out how to donate towards the benevolent fund.
I'm so lucky to work with such an amazing group of people here, that everybody, there was a lot of our staff members put their hands up and volunteered to help out so that the clinic can run nice and smoothly.
Many residents have been supporting and booking appointments after hours to help with the cause.
I mean, Lloyd has always been one of those communities that when there's kind of a crisis, they step up in any ways that they can, so it wasn't hard to fill the evening stuff.
The appointments booked during after hours are for simpler medical issues like nail clipping and vaccinations due to less time they have. 50% of the proceeds will go towards the fund to support veterinarians and wildlife affected by the fires in Australia.
Obviously, Canada is at the beginning of their winter at the moment. In Australia, we're at the beginning of summertime. So this is really the beginning of bushfire season for us. So it's just going to be hot and dry for a lot longer.
They say working 3 hours late every day this week is nothing compared to what people are handling in Australia.
I mean, if you put it into the scale of even the way that firefighters have been going day and night kind of thing, working an extra 3 hours is such a small sacrifice that we can do. And so volunteering our time in that sense is just so small in comparison to the things that people over there are doing. So
Weir Veterinary Clinic will be doing this fundraiser until Thursday.
No, I'd just like to thank everybody so much for rallying and for coming in with your donations and booking your pets in and just generally supporting me kind of in this endeavor.
Shelby Clark, Primetime Local News.
A local church partnered with the LGBTQ plus Society of Lloydminster to hold an exclusive meet and greet. The event gave members of the LGBTQ plus community and the public a chance to come together and share stories and experiences. All were welcome, and organizers say they had a good turnout with a diverse group of people in attendance.
We had transgendered people, we had gay and lesbian folks, we had some young parents here that have children that are gay, the children aren't gay. We had a young family where a young girl, not quite sure, asking a lot of questions. There were some posters and pamphlets up for people, but basically it was a wonderful time of sharing.
Grace United Church is an affirming congregation that is open to all. They hope that through events like the meet and greet, they can provide a safe and welcoming environment for all.
We want to be welcoming, supportive of all ages, all stages, all abilities, all sexual identities, gender identities, that it is a welcome place here. And we can make that a welcome place by better understanding the needs of all of the folks that walk in this building.
Grace United will be hosting more inclusive events in the future. They hope they are able to show the people the diversity and inclusion of the church. Since 1955, Carnival de Quebec has been put on and celebrated in the province with different winter festivals held across Canada. Here in Lloydminster, Carnival has been celebrated at École St. Thomas School. Kicking off on February 4th, Carnival is a week-long festival celebrating the season of winter with different events throughout.
It's a celebration of winter. It's a celebration of the spirit of being someone who grows up in a harsh climate. You know, we go out, we celebrate winter. That's what Carnaval really is.
Throughout the week, the students participated in different winter events put on by the teachers.
We have workshops, theater workshops coming in. The kids go skating. The teachers will sign out the snowshoes and go out, or put the sluice on and go outside and just play in French with their students, and just give them a chance to really live.
The opening ceremonies are on February 4th at 9 a.m. and is open to the public. This year is a special one for LCSD as it celebrates 35 years of French immersion in Lloydminster. We'll have more on the special anniversary tomorrow in Beyond the Classroom. And now to that weather we've all been asking for. Here's our Abby St. John with your weather update.
Thanks, Judy. Well, taking a look, it's currently -6 here in Lloydminster and a little bit of clouds. We did have a fairly clear and sunny day today. As the clouds start rolling in, there's a chance that we could experience some periods of snowfall overnight and into tomorrow. About 2 to 4 centimeters is predicted. 15-kilometer-per-hour winds coming in from the west, making it feel closer to -12 with that wind chill. In Alberta, -5 in Cold Lake, -4 in Athabasca, -2 in Red Deer, Edmonton, Edson, and Whitecourt, -1 out in Jasper and in Rocky Mountain House. And on the Saskatchewan side, -5 in Meadow Lake, -3 in Prince Albert and Melfort, -9 in Saskatoon, and -6 out in North Battleford. Overnight in North Battleford, they'll have a lot more cloud coverage overnight, and the temperature will drop to -13, and that wind will be at 7 kilometers per hour coming in from the north-northwest and pick up to 11 kilometers per hour coming in from the east tomorrow, and a daytime high of -6 and an outside chance of snowfall throughout the day. In Cold Lake overnight, the temperature will drop to -11, and the clouds will roll in overnight, and the wind will be at 6 kilometers per hour coming in from the north-northwest and pick up to 11 kilometers per hour tomorrow coming in from the east, and a daytime high of -6 and a fairly cloudy day. Here in Lloydminster overnight, the temperature will drop to -10, and the cloud coverage will roll in and the periods of snow will start overnight, and the wind will be at 11 kilometers per hour coming in from the north and remain that way tomorrow coming in from the east, with a daytime high of -5 and a fairly cloudy day and a low of -10. It'll feel closer to -14 with that wind chill. On Thursday, it'll be a high of -5, which will feel closer to -14 and a low of -11. On Friday, it'll be a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day with a high of -3, which will feel closer to -10 and a low of -8. That is a look at your 3-day forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
Welcome back. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced he's taking steps to protect the water rights of farmers and ranchers by directing the Army Corps of Engineers to immediately withdraw a new water supply rule. Trump made the announcement Sunday during his address to the American Farm Bureau Federation's convention, where he said he'll allow states to manage water resources based on their own needs and what the agriculture community wants. In September, the Trump administration delayed an Obama-era proposal that could have allowed the federal government to charge for water drawn for reservoirs it manages. Trump told the audiences that, quote, "Water is the lifeblood of the agriculture, and we will always protect your water supply." And now here are your agriculture prices for today.
We're a part of less than 5% of Canadian auto body shops and Lloydminster's only locations with certified collision care recognition at City Centre Auto Body.
One of the biggest weekends of the year for the small town of Hillmond has come to an end. After a lot of hockey, a little bit of dancing, and a whole ton of fun, the Hillmond Hockey Association has reached their fundraising goal for new boards to be put into the Reedon Centennial Arena. Here's Montana Getty with more.
The Hillmond Arena was packed on Thursday where an alumni hockey game was held. A few celebrity players on the ice were retired NHLers Marty McSorley and Wade Redden, but lots of players were also friends and family of Redden.
Joining up with all the guys and playing in a really fun hockey game with a lot of very talented local players, guys that have gone on and played, Wade Redden and his family and his friends, and it was really an awesome experience.
Hillmond, Saskatchewan is where NHLer Wade Redden grew up. He's been attending Hockey Day in Saskatchewan festivities for the last couple of days, and he even put up for auction one of his own signed jerseys at the banquet Friday night.
You know, I don't live here anymore, but still consider it home, and it's always fun to be at these events.
The banquet and cabaret in Lloydminster sold out quickly. The night included live music from the Dirt Rich Band, an auction, and prime rib supper. Funds raised from the weekend of hockey fun are going towards new boards for the Hillmond Hockey Arena.
We've revamped them several times. It's not just a one-time deal. They've been worked on quite a bit.
All games on Saturday and Sunday were held in Hillmond. Games ran all day with teams ranging from novice to senior.
It's pretty unreal experience to see players that have played in the NHL right up close, not something that you'd see in an actual rink.
Even though the tournament was meant to raise funds for Hillmond Arena, there was a little more behind this special hockey weekend.
Cradle to grave. I think that's the important thing is, you know, whether it doesn't matter how old you are, you can be involved in the game, whether you're playing, refereeing, whether you're an administrator, whether you're working in a canteen. We don't care as long as you're involved in the game and to create a great experience for people.
Over the course of the weekend, hundreds of people attended the events and brought excitement to Hillmond. Trevor Shirtliff, president of Hillmond Minor Hockey, said the weekend turned out the best it possibly could have.
Well, our goal was $100,000. We're happy to announce that we have exceeded that number with generous sponsorship from Crude Master Transport, as well as generous match donation from the Fred North Charitable Foundation. We'd also like to thank the numerous other sponsors and donators towards the weekend here for Hockey Day.
Montana Getty, Primetime Local Sports.
This past week, the Bobcats hosted two Southern opponents. The weekend would have been like any other except for the fact that the players' families were in attendance. Our Evan Kenny has more in this week's Beyond the Boards.
Bowling, a banquet, and of course, hockey. Bobcats players got to spend some quality time with their families this weekend.
Well, it was fantastic. We had 18 of the 22 families here. It gives an opportunity to play in front of their families that they might not do that all the time. They always play on, watch them on the computer or what have you, but to be able to see them live, and it adds to the special part of the occasion.
The young men playing junior hockey can spend months without seeing their own family. Other players on the team turn into their family.
And every day is just a new day and get to learn something new about them. It's awesome. But by now I pretty much know a lot about each other. So yeah, just like a family.
And for some players, like Tanner Mack, the distance from home to the border city is too far for a visit. Mack is from East Grand Forks, Minnesota, almost 1,300 kilometers away.
Well, I think it's special, especially when you got families flying in from all over and driving in from all over and braving the cold winters that we have here. And
the Bobcats beat the top-ranked team in Canada, the Brooks Bandits, 4-3. Mack notched his first AJHL hat-trick, including the game-winning goal.
Came to play, and we worked hard, and we executed plays well, and we came to and competed for all 60, and I was just lucky enough to pop in 3.
The Bobcats also suffered a 5-3 loss to the Okotoks Oilers on Sunday. In that game, newly acquired Jordan Wood suffered an injury and is considered out week to week. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
Beyond the Boards is brought to you by City Center Auto Body. For over 35 years, City Center Auto Body has been your go-to auto body shop.
And now a look at your weather with our Abby St. John.
Thanks, Judy. Taking a look at our satellite radar just outside of Edmonton, making its way more east to us. Here in Lloydminster, the mix of snow and freezing rain and sleet into the Vegreville area as well. We are going to experience some periods of snowfall overnight and into tomorrow. About 2 to 4 centimeters is predicted will fall down in the North Battlefords area over the past couple of hours. They have also been experiencing that mix of freezing rain and snow mixture. -6 currently here in Lloydminster, as well as out in North Battleford, -8 in Macklin, -5 in Maidstone and St. Walburg, -7 in Meadow Lake, -8 also out in Pearceland, -4 in Green Lake and Isla Cross. And on the Alberta side, -5 in Cold Lake, -8 in Lac La Biche and St. Paul, -6 in Marwayne and Bonnyville, and down in Wainwright, -1 in Provost, -12 in Vermilion, -10 in Vegreville, and -2 out in Edmonton. And tomorrow, -5 here in Lloydminster, as well as in Marwayne and in Vermilion, -3 in Provost, -4 in Wainwright and Edmonton, and then -6 in Vegreville, St. Paul, Bonnyville, Cold Lake, and Lac La Biche. And on the Saskatchewan side, -9 up in Isla Cross, -2 in Macklin, -5 in St. Walburg, and -6 in Pearceland, Green Lake, Meadow Lake, Maidstone, and out in North Battleford. Overnight across the region, fairly cloudy skies overnight in Meadow Lake, Bonnyville, Isla Cross, Unity, Wainwright, Murnum, and Provost. Clearer skies in Paradise Hill and Pearceland. -12 in Meadow Lake, -15 in Isla Cross, -11 in Pearceland and Bonnyville, -10 in Paradise Hill, Provost, Murnum, and Wainwright, and -13 in Unity for your overnight temperatures. Your school day forecast for tomorrow here in Lloydminster at 8 a.m. It'll be -8 and remain that way till recess time, and the cloudy skies as well throughout the entirety of the day. And then lunchtime, it'll be around -7, and then by the time school is out, it'll be around -5, and the low for tomorrow is -10. On Thursday, fairly cloudy sky as well, with a high of -5 and a low of -11. On Friday, we get a bit of sun with a little bit of cloud mixed throughout, with a high of -3 and a low of -8. On Saturday, to start your weekend off, it'll be a mix of sun and cloud with a high of -2 and a low of -7. On Sunday, a fairly cloudy day with a high of -4 and a low of -8. To start your week off again on Monday, it'll be a high of -3 and a low of -8 with a fairly cloudy day. And then on Tuesday, it'll be a mix of sun and cloud with a high of -4 and a low of -10. That is a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more news in the question of the day coming up after the break.
And it's that time again. A lot of people have been chiming in on this particular issue. Well, it says funding changes in Alberta for post-secondary will be based on performance and will affect students in Lakeland College. The question was, what are your thoughts on performance-based funding? And you know, a lot of people have been saying they're not happy with this thing, right? A lot of people chiming in on Facebook.
Yeah, this is definitely going to hurt a lot of students, teachers, you know, it's going to affect everyone, really. Lots of comments against it, obviously. No comments really for it. More so just wanting more information, of course. One lady did chime in with a great comment, very long, so I won't read all of it, but one chunk of it, it's based on how much money is to be made with the education people are getting, as well as graduation rates. You're going to see the benchmarks for graduation decreasing, so schools can maintain grants while basically pushing people out the door with degrees and improper education. And then also means that there isn't going to be grant money available to educators that train for vital but not as profitable positions like teachers, nurses, social workers, and therapists.
A lot of stuff. And I think that also the universities and colleges that meet 90% of its targets, they're saying that it will receive only 90% of its provincial funding. That's a big problem because, and also I think you mentioned about the teachers, you know, having more funding for teachers, more funding to help students get better at school rather than cutting all the time. And I think a lot of students are going to have a problem, and teachers might be complaining with the fact that, you know, they can't get that funding that they need.
This is also going to hurt students who, you know, struggle just a little bit academically. I know I was one of those students who did struggle academically, and this is going to really hurt those students because universities are going to look at students who have higher grades, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're smarter or that they'll do just as well.
Yeah,
so it's going to hurt those students who struggle.
Yeah, until April 1st, it'll be interesting. Well, on a different note, let's go to pets. Thanks for sending your pet pics for a chance to win a gift card from the Pet Pad.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Today I'm joined here with Becca from the SPCA, and she's brought in a brother and sister duo, Taff and Sprates. Can you tell me just a little bit about how they came? They came in a litter of 6 or 7 years.
I think it was about 7 of them. They came in with their mom, and they came in under crappy situations. So they were left in a box next to a dumpster. So just out of a little bit of humor, we kind of named them after different types of poop. So yeah, Taff and Sprains, that's part of some of the names. There's a couple that are named Guano and a couple other ones too. But yeah, so having a bit of a fun situation out of that situation kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, other than that, they came in happy. They must not have been in there for too long. Someone found them just in time. Yeah. And yeah, they've been happy little kittens ever since.
Yes, they definitely are. They were running around and being very playful. So is that kind of their personality all the time? They're just really just into playing and just wanting to have that bit of freedom a little bit?
Yeah, like we had, like someone very generously donated a ferret cage, and it has 3 levels. So we have them all in there, or there's only 4 left, but we have them in there, and the girls have a heck of a time trying to clean their kennel. They're always trying to escape and cause trouble. So they were happy to spread their legs today to get in the newsroom today to run around and play.
And they seem to be, pretty playful with each other as they are related. How are they with other cats in the shelter?
I think they're fine. Like, they're next to one of our condos in the shelter as well, and they're always trying to reach through and play with the neighbors and stuff like that. So they're at that age where they're kind of like everybody's a friend. We had a dog that wasn't a fan of cats very much, so I think that was really their first taste of a little bit of drama in the shelter. But other than that, they've been happy little kittens with everything that comes towards them.
So they would be fine in a home that has multiple animals?
I believe so, yeah. Like, even like I said, with their age too, being around dogs or something, I think they would warm up pretty quick.
And so there's only about 4 left. Do they all look like these 2?
Yes, they're all pretty much identical. So today we told them apart by their microchips. So one of them is that still has to be spayed, but I mean, and then 2, this one's a female and that one's a boy. So that was easy enough to figure out. But yeah, they are all pretty much identical, fluffy little black kittens.
And with that cold snap that we had last week, did you see kind of an influx or an increase of strays coming in?
Yes, like as much as we could take in at the time. We did see a few, the frostbitten ears, things like that. So it was unfortunate that we did have to get some of those cases in. But yes, and the public was really great about taking cats in that they were in need of, kind of thing too. So yeah, it's one of those things where we do see an influx.
And so how are you doing with numbers, dogs and cat-wise all together?
We're doing okay. Like, our cats were full, as always. But with the dogs, we're not doing too bad. We still have 4 puppies in care, and I think 4 adults. So we have a good number of dogs in right now too. So, and a few of our dogs are actually sponsored, so some of their adoption fees are quite low. So if you want to come check that out too. But yeah, like, we have 2 puppies that we had here a couple weeks ago. They're still in the shelter, and they're very impatiently waiting for their new homes, but they're keeping each other busy. But yeah, so we do have a few dogs that are still waiting to look for new homes.
And is there anything coming up for you guys? Any events, or are you guys going to be anywhere coming up?
For the most part, like we are going to do Valentine's Day photos. So I don't know if we're going to do it on actual Valentine's Day, maybe the day or two before actual Valentine's Day, so everybody can have a chance to come out if they want to go out on the town on Friday night. But yeah, we're going to do some Valentine's Day photos for sure at PetSmart right now. So again, we don't have a for sure date yet, but that's something we're looking forward to.
And are you still doing tax season or
Yeah.
all that? And is that how is that going for you guys?
It's going really good. Yeah, we're just kind of separating what we need to send out and things like that. But yeah, no, it's going really well right now.
And seeing as you guys are full, are you seeing, you know, your sponsor or your fosters being able to take in more, or you guys are you guys in need of more fosters?
Yeah, we can always use more fosters. Like we have one male cat-in. He's actually a lot like these guys. He has a splint on his leg right now. He had it dislocated when he came in. So we're looking for a foster for him right now. But it's something we're planning on posting on Facebook as well too, just to get it out there. I'm sure someone would love to foster. He's so adorable. He's probably just as affectionate as these guys. But yeah, so for the most part, we're always looking for more fosters. We're always wanting to introduce people to it. We have our few that are quite dedicated that have been, I'm sure, going straight for about a year now. So we really, really appreciate them. But yeah, we're always looking for more.
All right, well, thank you so much for bringing these two adorable little kittens in, and hopefully they'll find their home very soon.
Manage your waste and recyclables with Quick Pick Waste Disposal. 100% locally owned and proud to serve and support the communities we call home. Quick Pick, the convenient solution to avoid pollution.
I'm Justin with Boom 1019 and Hot 93.7, and here's what's happening. Snowmobile drag races. They are going down at the Vermilion Airport on January 25th and 26th. That is 2 days of races and 2 days of prizes. If you want to race in this, racer registration starts at 8 a.m. and it goes till 10. Then the racing kicks off at noon. $10 a ticket, or if you're a family, $25, so not too bad. For more information, you can either check out our websites or call Warren at 780-581-0176. The Wainwright Minor Soccer Association presents AB Comedy Night with Adam Blank and friends. This 18-plus event is happening January 31st at the Wainwright Communiplex. Proceeds will be going towards the soccer field redevelopment project, and you can grab your tickets at Wainwright Auto Repair, Bumper to Bumper, and Triag Implements. Now, going to Vegas is a lot of fun, but it can be a little dangerous for the wallet. So, if you want to have the Vegas experience without the travel, then check out Vegas and Vermilion. That is happening on February 7th. There's going to be cocktails, a gourmet 3-course meal, and then a 2-hour fun casino where everyone's a winner. Tickets for that are also available now. I'm Justin with Boom 1019 and Hot 93.7, and that's what's happening.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
We are here with Darren Weinkoff. He's a financial advisor who's going to talk to us about life insurance. A lot of people talk about this, and a lot of people don't know too much about that. So thank you for showing up here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about what life insurance is all about. What does it entail?
Well, life insurance and asset protection are pretty much the same thing. Okay. You're protecting things that are the most valuable to you. So your family and your assets and your hard-earned money.
Yeah, interesting. So, you know, a lot of people don't understand in terms of, you know, what the details are. How do you go about saying, hey, I need life insurance, for example, and get it?
Yeah, in my opinion, is everybody has the need for life insurance. It don't matter if you're old, young, single, whatever. There's always a need for life insurance somewhere along the way. Yeah. The process, the way we built our team over the last 12 years is about building relationships. So our goal is, like, we call ourselves financial doctors. Okay. When you go to a health doctor, you can't just say, I got a sore finger. You have to explain the whole story. So it's the same with us. You come, you sit with us. Usually 1 or 2 of our team members will sit in and have a meeting with you and focus and hear your story and your goals and dreams and where you feel like you'll be in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, or wherever you would like to be.
For sure. And a lot of older people obviously think about life insurance. When you're getting older, you kind of panic. That's the time. But they don't understand life insurance. When you're older, what kind of insurance should you even get?
Well, again, everybody's situation is different, but our outcomes are all the same. We're all eventually going to die, whether we like to hear it or not. And sicknesses, the statistics there, it used to be 2 out of 3 Canadians will suffer a critical illness by the age of 65. That number has grown. So, yeah, just being well prepared nowadays. We live in an economy that there's not much room and money left over for error, so we have to be prepared.
Yeah, of course, and a lot of older people might get scared in terms of, when I take life insurance, I'm afraid, other people can anything happen to me in terms of can they come in and try to steal my money or my whatever if I,
No.
a lot of people fear
If you
that kind of
work
stuff.
with a legit advisor and a legit company, your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. You have nothing to worry about. It's based off you. You name your own beneficiaries. You're in total control.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about younger people or people who are not married, who are single. Should they get life insurance?
Oh yeah. It's I don't know why some people put it off, like nothing happens till something happens.
Yeah.
I mean, in the last week, I've had, unfortunately, 5 people come to the office that have diagnosed with cancer. Half of them had coverage, half of them didn't. And not that it ever replaces the thing to go away or the situation to go away, but financial stress it snowballs. It goes from one to the next. It gets worse. So financial burdens, if they could be eased and you can continue concentrating getting better, what more can you ask for? If you don't have that extra cash, where does it come from? So you're worrying about getting better, you're worrying about your bills at home, you're worried about your family. It's not healthy.
It's not healthy. And let's just say someone, got diagnosed with cancer or whatever, and they didn't have life insurance. So when they come in and they're telling you, hey, this is what I have, and I want life insurance, what is that? That must be a little difficult for them, right?
Well, you never wait till your house is on fire to ask for insurance.
True.
This is something you should do when you're young and healthy. Because it is based off your age, your health, sex, and your smoking status, whether you smoke or not. So there are all these things, but there's always seems to be an option for somebody. Of course, again, like I said, once there's something wrong, you're limited to the options that are available out there. But for us, we'll entertain as many options as we can to make sure, because everybody has final expenses of some type. You have to get buried, you might have accounting fees, bookkeeping fees, something that wasn't paid off, loans. So everybody has the need for it.
Oh, for sure. And what if you don't have any kids? Of course, everybody, we talk about this as well too, but if life insurance, you should have life insurance even if you don't have kids or you plan on not to.
Again, it's about fact finding and learning more about what your clients' goals and dreams are, whether they want to have kids or not. Like I said, there's going to be some type of final expenses down the road. And with that being said, we do have some products out there that are available that'll benefit you while you're still alive and after your death.
Yeah. So there's pros and cons, obviously. What are the cons for, in terms of life insurance? I mean, it's not all roses and, right?
Well,
is it?
Well, I've sat with the lawyers, our lawyer that we're affiliated with, that we talk with, and I said to him, what's the difference of having life insurance and no life insurance? And he just said straight out that you have no life insurance, it's just a big snowball of stress. And if you have life insurance, it eases the stress, it gives you options, you can concentrate on getting better, and that's what it's all about.
Which is good, so make sure you get your life insurance. And what's your company again?
Brighter Horizon Financial Services.
Okay, and how can people get a hold of you?
They can phone our office and book an appointment at 780-872-7722.
Beautiful, Dave. Thank you so much for being here with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me again.
Awesome.
Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, a high of -5 and a low of -10 for tomorrow. High of -5 also on Thursday. High of -3 on Friday, -2 on Saturday, -4 on Sunday, then back to -3 on Monday, and then wrapping up your 7-day forecast with -4 on Tuesday.
This weather makes me very happy.
Yes, definitely a lot better than last week. Well, just a little bit of snow here and there, but
not bad.
Nothing like last week.
Yeah, and I think I can wash my car in this weather.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, because it would have frozen.
It would have frozen. I wouldn't have been able to get into the car. That would have been a problem.
Yes, but however, everything's melting, so it might just get dirty again.
Exactly. And that's it for the show. Thanks everybody for watching. Enjoy the weather. We'll see you tomorrow.